This is the 14th of 25 custom videos that follow our hero John through the process of leading a PMP project. Each video is designed to use John's experiences to help you understand and remember key concepts that you will face on the PMP exam. This case study, Building Project Resilience, is directly related to 11.5 Plan Risk Responses. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify the key characteristics of a proper risk response plan, 5 alternative strategies for dealing with risk threats, and data analysis methods used to evaluate and select the preferred risk strategy. Not only are we better prepared, but I think we now have stronger buy-in and engagement from our stakeholders. John mused as he recounted the progress the team had made in finalizing risk response plans. After identifying and evaluating every significant project risk both quantitatively and qualitatively, the team had spent the last few weeks completing the Plan Risk Responses process. During this process, John and his core team members pushed to ensure that every significant risk identified was assigned to an individual risk owner and that appropriate risk responses were developed. To complete this effort, they first spent time with each nominated risk owner, helping them develop a variety of potential risk response strategies to address the individual risk they were now responsible for. The goal was to develop risk response options that were appropriate, cost-effective, and realistic. John and his team had utilized 5 unique strategies to develop a wide range of potential risk response options. Each of the 5 strategies, escalate, avoid, transfer, mitigate, and accept, provided a different method by which to deal with the threat each individual risk brought. Once a variety of potential options were defined, the team coached risk owners to use 2 different data analysis techniques to evaluate and select the strategy that best met the goal. Alternatives analysis helped to compare the characteristics of each option, while a cost-benefit analysis the effectiveness in terms of cost. Each individual risk scenario required a tailored approach to best prepare for and mitigate the negative impact. Once the optimal risk response was selected, the team was diligent in ensuring that trigger conditions and fallback plans were defined for each selected strategy. These helped to ensure that the risk owner understood exactly when the responses should be used and what should be done if the primary strategies proved ineffective. The team was now working to develop options for the last significant risk. Schedule planning had identified that there was a risk that during the course of the project the demand for design revisions may outpace the current in-house capacity available. Walking through the 5 strategies, the team had determined that there was no way to avoid the risk, and it was unacceptable to accept the consequences of the risk without action. Additionally, the risk could not be escalated as the redesign activity was well within the scope of project, and the risk was not insurable, so transfer was not an option. John and his team knew the only option was to find a way to mitigate the risk by obtaining access to temporary surge resources. He knew these resources would be expensive and would require the allocation of a contingency reserve. Adding complexity to the situation was the fact that he had no idea how to get a contract set up. Before he could finalize the risk response plan, he needed to go talk to Sarah. Building Project Resilience questions. Question 1. What are the 2 data analysis methods that are used to evaluate and select the preferred risk response strategy? A. Alternative analysis and cost-benefit analysis. B. Alternative analysis and risk optimization analysis. C. Quantitative analysis and qualitative analysis. Or D. Risk analysis and contingency reserve analysis. Question 2. Which of the following is not a desired characteristic of a proper risk response plan? A. Appropriate. B. Cost-effective. C. Time. Or D. Realistic. Question 3. What are the 5 alternative strategies that must be considered when dealing with threats? A. Escalate, avoid, transfer, mitigate, and accept. B. Escalate, avoid, expedite, mitigate, and accept. C. Escalate, exploit, share, enhance, and accept. Or D. Escalate, exploit, transfer and share, mitigate and enhance, and accept.